And welcome everyone for day 4 of the 7th edition of Freedom Children's Literature Festival 2026. My name is Himanish and I will be your anchor for this evening. The festival was curated in 2020 to inspire and engage a spark of love for literature. All of us at Alchemy look forward every year to this time of the year to explore our love for books, thereby honoring the poets, playwrights, and authors of the ages. The first performance for this evening is a poetry rendition. We have Vainaka here to render the poem Half Dome by A. Millen. A. Millen named Winnie the Pooh best friend Christopher Robin after his son. The books became very popular and Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin became household names. This performance will be an online performance. Over to you, Vainika.
Monica, start performing.
Hi everyone, my name is Monica. I'm going to perform halfway down the stairs. Halfway down the stairs, stairs, where I sit, where I sit. But there isn't any other stair except this. I am not at the bottom and I was at the top. The stair where I stop. Halfway up the stairs, it is up and it is down. This is a nursery. It is in the town. All sorts of funny dogs run round my head. This is really anywhere, somewhere else in. Thank you. That was a great performance, Vanika. All of us have read and are reading different kinds of poems by great poets. But did you ever think from the point of view of the poet? How does the poet know that the poet he or she is writing is finished? Naomi Shrihamnai explores this thought through her poem. How do I know when a poem is finished? Let us see how she explores this. Our next performer is Lakshit, who will render the poem by Naomi Shrihamnai. Over to you, Lakshit.
Nakshit, start.
everyone. My name is Lakshit. Today I am going to perform a poem called How Do I Know When a Poem is Finished? When you quietly close the door to a room, the room is not finished. It is resting, temporarily. Glad to be without you for a while. Now it's time to gather its balls of grey dust from corner to corner. Now it slips back into itself, untucked and proud, outlying of a man. When you stand, you might move the stacks of books, freshen the waterfall roses. I think you could keep doing this forever, but the roots are look best with the exact below. So you might as well leave it that way. Thank you. That was a nice performance. That was a nice performance, Lakshit. Our next performer for this evening is Samrudh, who will be performing an extract from James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. Did you know that before writing this book in 1959, Roald Dahl wrote only for adults? Over to you, Samrudh.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can you imagine a peach as big as a house? Not a little peach that you eat for breakfast, but a peach so huge that you could live inside it. It rolled down the hill squashing fences. It bounced over cows and sheep. And everyone shouted, "Look out!" as the peach went thundering by. Inside were the strangest friends you'd ever meet. A centipede with too many books, a earthworm who complained all day, a ladybug who was ever so polite, and a grasshopper who fiddled like a violin. And there was me, James, sailing across the ocean on a giant fruit. Oh, what an adventure! Oh, what a peach! Thank you.
Amazing, Samrudh. The next performer for today is Nivan, who will be rendering the poem Homework or Homework by Jack Prulutsky. Jack Prulutsky was named the first ever Children's Poet Laureate from 2006 to 2008 by the Poetry Foundation. Over to you, Nivan. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nivan. I'm going to perform a poem, Homework and Homework. Homework. I hate to use things. I wish I could wash away in the sink. If only a bomb would explode into bits. Homework. Are you giving me fits? I would rather take part in man-eating shark or a silver lion alone in the dark. Is the natural and a 10 porcupine when tackled to homework, my teacher assigned. Homework, the last on my list. I simply can't see why you even exist. Exist. You just disappear would tickle me pink. Homework, I hate to use pink. Thank you. Wonderful performance, Nivan. Our next performance for today is Rudraksh, who will be narrating an extra from Secret 7 series by Enid Blyton. Enid Blyton is a trained teacher and taught at a boys' high school before she became a private governess. Over to you, Rudraksh.
Hello, my name is Rudraksh. Today, I am going to be performing an excerpt from Secret 7 on a Train by Enid Blyton. The lorry was started up and ran up the yard to the far end. There, it stopped, presumably by the seventh truck. The four boys went silently through the fog and watched what happened for a minute or two. The men were untying the tarpaulin by the light of a railway lantern. Soon it was entirely off. Jack could see the white paint at one corner that had marked it for the men. Then began a pulling and tugging and panting as the men hauled the goods inside. What were they? The boys couldn't see. Sheets of lead, I think, whispered Colin. Peter, when are we going to telephone the police? Don't you think we should do that now? Yes, whispered Peter back. There's a telephone in that little building over there. I noticed telephone wires going to the chimney this afternoon. One of the windows is a bit open. We'll get in there. Now, where's Scamper? Oh, there he is. Now, not a sound, old boy. Scamper had behaved perfectly. Not a sound, not a whine had come from him. Though he was very puzzled on the evening's happenings. He trotted at Peter's heels as the four boys went to telephone. They had to pass the lorry on the way. Peter stopped dead and listened. The men were still unloading the truck. There was no one in the driver's seat. Peter leapt into the driver's seat and backed down again. Whatever are you doing? Asked Jack. I took the key that turns on the engine. Now they can't drive away the lorry. Thank you.
That was a great performance, Rudraksh. Our next performance for today is Satvik Vivaprasad, who will be performing an extract from Adventures of Speckled Band from Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Did you know that the character of Sherlock Holmes was based and inspired on a professor named Joseph Bell? Over to you, Satvik.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Satvik. I'm from Sholanganallur Center, grade 2 senior. Today I'll be narrating a story called The Adventure of the Speckled Band. Late one stormy night in London, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson were sitting in their rooms at breakfast when a young woman arrived, pale and trembling with fear. Her name was Helen Stoner, and she had come because she believed her life was in grave danger. Helen explained that she lived at an old family estate called Stoke Moran, a lonely and decaying mansion in the countryside. The house belonged to a stepfather, Dr. Grimsby Roylott, a violent and cruel man with a terrible temper. He had once been a doctor in India and had returned to England with strange habits and wild animals. 2 years earlier, Helen's twin sister Julia had died suddenly in her bedroom at the estate. Just before dying, Julia had cried out strange words that haunted Helen even now. It was the speckled band. No one ever understood what Julia meant. Now, Helen feared the same fate. Helen told Holmes that she and her sister were heirs to a large inheritance from their mother. If either sister married, Dr. Rollo would lose control of part of the money. Julia had been engaged to be married and she died just before her wedding. Recently, Helen herself had become engaged. At the same time, she was forced to move into a different bedroom, the very room where Julia had died. Every night, Helen heard a soft whistling sound followed by a dull metallic noise, the same sounds which Julia had heard before her death. Holmes listened carefully. His face grew serious. He agreed that Helen's life was in immediate danger and decided to visit Stoke Moran at once. That same night, Holmes and Watson traveled to the dark countryside and secretly entered the estate. The house was surrounded by overgrown land and strange animals roamed freely, including a cheetah and a baboon, remnants of Dr. Roylott's life in India. Holmes examined the bedroom closely. This room was strange in many ways. A bell rope hung beside the bed, but it was not connected to anything. Holmes tested the bell rope. It was fixed. He checked the ventilator. It led directly into Dr. Roylott's room. The bed was bolted to the floor, unable to move. He studied the chair and the bed placed beneath the ventilator. Holmes understood the truth. He waited silently in the dark, determined to catch the murderer in action. At midnight, the whistling sound began. Holmes quickly struck the bell rope strongly with his cane. A horrifying hiss followed. Moments later, a terrible scream came from Dr. Roylott's room. Holmes and Watson rushed him and found him dead in his chair, his eyes fixed in terror. Around his head was a small spotted snake, deadly and fast. Dr. Roylott had trained a poisonous snake from India to crawl through the ventilator, slide down the bell rope, and bite the sleeping victim. Afterward, he would call the snake back by whistling. The speckled band was the spotted snake itself. That night, Holmes had interrupted the snake's path by striking the bell. Confused and enraged, it returned to its master instead. Dr. Roylott was killed by his own evil plan. The authorities ruled the death an accident. Helen Stoner was finally safe, free to live her life without fear. Holmes quietly admitted that he had felt no guilt. He had not attacked Roylott. He had only stopped a murder. Fate delivered justice and thus ended one of the most thrilling cases Sherlock Holmes had ever solved. Thank you.
That was a great performance, Satvik. Our Hindu mythology has a vast collection of stories based on three main deities, Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and epics from Ramayana and Mahabharata. Of these stories of Lord Krishna are the most popular. Our next performer for today is Guhan, who will be narrating the story of Lord Krishna and the butter pot. Over to you, Guhan.
Good evening, everyone. Today I am going to perform a delightful story of Krishna's love for butter. Long ago, in the village of Gokul, there lived little Krishna with a sweet smile, a flute tucked into his waist, a peacock feather on his head. Everyone loved him, but there was one thing Krishna loved more than anything: butter. Every day, Mother Yashoda will churn fresh butter. She knew Krishna's naughty tricks, so she will hang the butter pots high from the ceiling. She will say to herself, "Now Krishna will never get them." But Krishna simply smiled and gathered his friends and said, "Come on, friends, today we have another mission." His friends laughed and said, "What's the plan, Krishna?" Krishna just pointed towards the butter pot and said, "We are going to make a human pyramid." One friend stood on another's shoulders, and Krishna climbed on top and cracked the butter pot. Fresh, white, soft butter spilled everywhere. Instead of eating it all by itself, he gave to each one of his friends. Even some monkeys had a share. One day, the village woman came rushing to Mother Yashoda and said, "Yashoda, your Krishna has been stealing our butter." Krishna. Another said, "He sneakily comes in and cracks the butter pots and feeds it to the monkeys." Yashoda asked Krishna, "Krishna, did you eat the butter?" Krishna looked innocent and said, "No, mother, it wasn't me. Maybe the cat ate it." Everyone laughed. Mother Yashoda tied Krishna to a wooden motor, thinking that he'll just be there for a while. But Krishna just simply smiled. He knew Mother Yashoda's punishment was greater than Ella from any punishment. But did you know why does Krishna love butter so much? Because it wasn't just delicious. Because it reminded us to keep our heart pure, kind, and full of love. Thank you.
That was a very cute story, Guhan. The Jataka dates are dated between 300 BC and to 400 AD, and many of the tales are based in or near the city of Benares, Varanasi today. Our next performer is Jaydev, who will be narrating a story from the Jataka tales. Over to you, Jaydev.
Hello everyone, my name is Jaydev. Today I am going to perform Elephant and the Friends. Once upon a time, there lived a lonely elephant, wandered through the forest, desperately searching for friends. He approached the monkey and asked, "Would you be my friend?" The monkey said, "You are too big to swing like me, so I cannot be your friend." Feeling sad, the elephant continued his journey and met the rabbit. The rabbit refused, explained, "You're too big to fit into my burrow." The next day, the elephant politely asked the frog if they could be friends. The frog refused, explaining, "You're too heavy to jump like me." The next day, a sense of panic swept through the forest. All the animals were running with fear because a fiercely tiger was attacking. Wanted to protect his ears, the elephant approached the tiger and to stop bothering them. When the tiger refused to listen, the mighty elephant stepped with his massive power to kick and scare him. Hearing how the elephant saved their lives, all the animals gathered around and apologized for judging him based on his size. They happily accepted their friends. The elephant was no longer lonely at all. Moral of the story is everybody has unique strengths and special abilities. Thank you.
That was a wonderful narration, J.D. C.S. Lewis is one of the most influential writers of the 20th century. He was an imaginative and brilliant thinker. Lewis was a scholar and professor of English literature who taught at Cambridge and Oxford. Our 10th performer for today is Havish, who will be performing an extract from Prince Caspian, the fourth book of Chronicles of Narnia, series by C.S. Lewis. Over to you, Havish.
Good evening, one and all. My name is Havish. Today I am going to perform Prince Caspian from the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. It was an empty, sleepy country station, and there's hardly anyone on the platform except themselves. Suddenly, Lucy gave a sharp little cry, like someone who has been stung by a wasp. "What's up, you?" said Edmund, who then broke off and made a noise like, "Ow!" "What on earth?" began Peter, but then he too changed what he had been going to say. Instead, he said, "Susan, let go! What are you doing? Where are you dragging me to?" "I'm not touching you," said Susan. "Someone's pulling me. Oh, stop it." The next moment, everyone noticed that all the others' faces had gone very white. "I felt like I was being pulled," said Edmund in a breathless voice. "Almost frightful pulling. Ah, it's beginning again." "Me too," said Lucy. "Oh, I can't bear it." "Look sharp," shouted Edmund. "All catch hands and keep together. This is magic, I can tell by the feeling." The next moment, the seat, the luggage, the platform and the station had completely vanished. The four children, holding hands and panting, found themselves standing in a woody place. Such a woody place that branches were sticking into them and there's hardly room to move. "Oh, Peter," exclaimed Lucy, "do you think they can possibly have gone back to Narnia?" "Thank you."
That was a great performance, Havish. A tragic incident in Shakespeare's life stopped him from writing plays. In the year 1630, during the siege of Henry VIII, the roof of Globe Theatre caught fire and burned down. This came as a big shock to Shakespeare. He stopped writing after that, and 3 years later, he passed away. Our next performer is Anirudh, who will perform Jackie's monologue from Shakespeare's As You Like It. Over to you, Anirudh.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anil, and today I'll be performing Jacques' monologue from As You Like It by William Shakespeare. All the world stage, all the men and women, merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking into the nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail unwillingly to school. Then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the bard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubbled reputation even in the cannon's mouth. Then the justice, in fair round belly, with good cape and line, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise sauce and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful holds, well saved, a word too wide for his strong shank and his big manly voice. Turning back towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in his last song. Last scene of all that ends this strange and eventful history. The second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans size, sans state, sans everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Anirudh. That was wonderful. Now it is time for a special guest performance. For today's guest performance, we have with us Maya Neelagandan. Maya is a passionate young Bharatanatyam dancer and a theatre artist who began her journey in dance and drama at the age of 3. She initially learned dance under her mom, Srimati Aishwarya Manoharan, and continued her training under her guru, Srimati Sai Kripa Prasanna. While just 4 years old, she performed at Bhopal Tamil Sangam. She has since participated in many productions and esteemed cultural events, including performances as Desigar in the Natya Nadagam, conducted at Mumbai Desigar Sabha, Ahobila Mutt's Natyanjali, etc. She successfully completed her Arangetram in 2025 at Kripa Center for Fine Arts and has performed in several productions such as Takitat Tajam, Kannan in Maipadu, etc. She has also given her performances for dramas like Deivam Thandu Veedu by Bombay Cultural Association at Shanmugan Nanda Hall, Sangeeta Mamurtigal by Kalaimamani TV Varadarajan's group, Sayya the Kolai by Theatre Marina, Atmavin Anidi by Puchu's Productions. She was also a part of an integral play in Shisambal conducted yet again by Puchu's production. Maya holds the honor to have received the Dr. Padma Subramaniam Endowment Award at the Tripurantara 2nd edition 2025. She has also been specially mentioned in events like Jagatalaya Dance Competition, Kalagiri Dance Festival. She has secured a spot in the central government's CCRT scholarship. Achievements include Best Actress and Jury, special mention for the drama Sweet Child of Wine at Short and Sweet 2025. Best Child Artist for Sriya College at Kode Naduguvilla, Karthik Fine Arts, showing a dedication, passion, and love for fine arts. A very hearty welcome to Maya Neelakandan.
சிதப்பு சிக்கனு சிக்கனு வராலே வராலே தனம் தனம் வராலே ஆமா வர என்ன படிக்கணுமா படிக்கிறேன் நீங்க கூட ஒழுங்கா இருக்கும் படிக்கிறேன் எதுவுமே சொல்லலையே நாங்க சொல்லியே என்ன புக்கு சரி ஏதோ ஒரு புக் படிப்போம் சுதாமூர்த்தி கிராமர் ஸ்டோரிஸ் என்னம்மா ஆமா இங்கிலீஷ் புக் தான் இப்போ என்ன தமிழ் புக் வரேன் தமிழ் புக் தானம்மா படிக்கிறேம்மா படிக்கிறேன் மாயா சிறுகதைகள் வாவ் என்ன தமிழ் புக் தான் பாரதியார் தமிழ் புக் ஓகேமா எடுக்கிறேன் அங்கதான் இருக்கு எடுக்கிறேன் பாரதியார் என்ன பாரதியார் ஒன்னும் புரிய மாட்டேங்குது படின்னு சொன்னா சரி படிக்கிறேன் இங்கிலீஷ் புக் எடுத்துட்டு வந்து உட்காந்தா என்ன இங்கிலீஷ் புக் படிக்கிற தமிழ் புக் படின்னு சொல்ல வேண்டியது சரி ஏதோ ஒரு தமிழ் புக் எடுத்து படிக்கலாம்னு பார்த்தா பாரதியார் தமிழ் புக் படி பாரதியார் என்ன பாரதியார் இல்ல பாரதியாரோட புகழ பத்தி சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காமா நான் சொல்லியே படிக்கிறேன் ஏதோ படிச்சுட்டாமா இருக்கேன் பேச கூட முடியல மனமென்னும் பொன்னே சி பெண்ணே சாரி நீ கோலாயா ஓ அது கேளாய் சாரி சுத்தம் படிக்கவே தெரியல இப்ப நான் என்ன பண்றது நான் எங்க போய் அர்த்தத்தை வேற புரிஞ்சுக்கிறது இருக்கவே இருக்காது நம்ம சாட் ஜிபிடி போய் போட்டு வச்சுறேன் ஓகே சாட் ஜிபிடி translate this into Tamil இதுவே தமிழ் தான் translate this into Tamil that I can understand ஆனா சொல்லனா லைட்டா அசிங்கமா தான் இருக்கு ஏன்னு கேக்குறீங்களா என் தாய்மொழி தமிழ் இருக்கிறது தமிழ்நாட்டுல பேசுறதும் தமிழ் தான் ஆனா புக்குன்னு எடுத்து வச்சு படிக்கலாம்னு வரப்போ படிக்கவே தெரியல இதுல நான் எங்க போய் புரிஞ்சுக்கிறது சரி நான் இன்னைக்கு ஒரு ஓத்து எடுக்க போறேன் இல்ல சபதம் எடுக்க போறேன் இனி வரும் நாட்களில் எனது தாய்மொழியை தெரிந்து அதன் ஆழத்தை புரிந்து என் அடையாளமான என் தாய்மொழியை நான் போற்றுவேன் கேட்கவே செமையா இருந்துச்சுல்ல ஆக்சுவலி இந்த ஓத்தையும் நான் சாட் ஜிபிடில தான் எடுத்தேன் ஆனா இன்டென்ஷன் தான் முக்கியம் ரைட் அதை ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க பரவாயில்ல தத்துவம் பேசினதுலாம் போதும் டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்றது பாப்போமா அம்மா பாரதியார் ஆக்சுவலி செம்மையா எழுதியிருக்காருமா இப்பதான் புரியுது தெரியாம சொல்லிட்டேன் சரி ஓகே திட்டாத ஆக்சுவலி நான் இப்ப எதுக்கு இவ்வளவு ரியாக்ஷன் கொடுத்தேன்னா ஆக்சுவலி பாரதியார் செம்மையா எழுதியிருக்காரு அவரோட லெவல் ஆஃப் கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி இஸ் ஜஸ்ட் அன்இமேஜினபிள் நான் படிச்ச கவிதையில அவர் என்ன பண்ணிருக்காருன்னா அவரோட மனச ஒரு பொண்ணா போர்ட்ரே பண்ணி அந்த மனசு கிட்ட ஒரு கான்வர்சேஷன் வச்சிருக்காரு. ஐ மீன் தி லெவல் ஆஃப் இமேஜினேஷன். அவரே ஒரு ஆண், ஆனா அவரோட மனச ஒரு பொண்ணா இமேஜின் பண்ணிருக்காரு. வாட் திங்கிங்ல. சரி, நான் உங்களுக்கு இந்த கவிதையை படிச்சு காமிக்கிறேன். மனமெனும் பெண்ணே வாழி நீ கேளாய், ஒன்றையே பற்றி ஊசலாடுவாய், அடுத்ததை நோக்கி அடுத்தடுத்துலவுவாய். நன்றையே என்ன இப்படி பாக்குறீங்க? ஒண்ணும் புரியலையா? அது இந்த கவிதையை இப்படி படிச்சாலும் ஒரு இம்பாக்டா இருக்கும். நான் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஹோம்வொர்க் தரேன். நீங்க வீட்டுக்கு போயிட்டு நீங்க ChatGPT ல ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி நீங்க அர்த்தத்தை புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. இங்க கவிதையை மட்டும் கேளுங்க. மனமெனும் பெண்ணே வாழி நீ கேளாய், மனமெனும் பெண்ணே வாழி நீ கேளாய், ஒன்றையே பற்றி ஊசலாடுவாய், அடுத்ததை நோக்கி அடுத்தடுத்துலவுவாய், அடுத்ததை நோக்கி அடுத்தடுத்துலவுவாய். நன்றையே கொள்ளெனிர் சோர்ந்து கை நழுவுவாய், நன்றதை கொள்ளெனிர் சோர்ந்து கை நழுவுவாய், விட்டு விடுன்றதை விடாது போய் விழுவாய், விட்டு விடுன்றதை விடாது போய் விழுவாய், தொட்டதை மீள மீளவும் தொடுவாய், தொட்டதை மீள மீளவும் தொடுவாய், புதியது காணில் புலனழிந்திடுவாய், புதியது காணில் புலனழிந்திடுவாய், புதியதை விரும்புவாய், புதியதை அஞ்சுவாய், புதியதை அஞ்சுவாய், அடிக்கடி மதுவினை அழுகிடும் வண்டு போல், அடிக்கடி மதுவினை அழுகிடும் வண்டு போல் பழமையாம் பொருளில் பறிந்து போய் வீழ்வாய், பழமையே அன்றி பார்மிசை ஏதும் புதுமை காணோம் என பொறுமுவாய், பழமையே அன்றி பார்மிசை ஏதும் புதுமை காணோம் என பொறுமுவாய். சீ சீ, பிணத்தினை விரும்பும் காக்கை போல, பிணத்தினை விரும்பும் காக்கை போல அழுகுதல் சாதல் அஞ்சுதல் முதலிய, பிணத்தினை விரும்பும் காக்கை போல அழுகுதல் சாதல் அஞ்சுதல் முதலிய, இழிபொருள் காணில் விரைந்ததில் இசைவாய், இழிபொருள் காணில் விரைந்ததில் இசைவாய், மனமெனும் பெண்ணே வாழி நீ கேளாய், உன்னுடன் வாழும் நெறியை நன்கறிந்திரேன், உன்னுடன் வாழும் நெறியை நன்கறிந்திரேன், இத்தனை நாட்போல் இனியும், இத்தனை நாட்போல் இனியும் நின் இன்பமே வேண்டுவன், உந்தனுக்கு மேம்படுத்திடவே முயற்சிகள் புரிவேன், முக்தியும் தேடுவேன். அது என்னது? எனக்கு அது வேணும். இல்ல அது நல்லா இருக்கு, எனக்கு அதுவும் வேணும். அந்த கலர் செம்மையா இருக்கு, நான் அதை எடுத்துக்கிறேன். இல்ல இல்ல அது நல்லா இருக்கு, அதுதான் வேணும். உந்தன் கண்கள் படாமல் என் கண்கள் பட்ட சிவமெனும் பொருளை தினமும் போற்றி இந்தனுக்கு இன்பம் ஓங்கிடச் செய்வேன். யாம் இந்தனுக்கு 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 இன்பம் ஓங்கிடச் செய்வேன். இன்பம் ஓங்கிடச் செய்வேன். இன்பம் ஓங்கிடச் செய்வேன்.
Now I would request our CEO and founder of Alchemy Kids Theatre, Mr. Vijay Vishwanathan sir, to come and honor the guest performer.
I had known Maya's parents earlier. They both theatre practitioners too. And I happened to see Maya's performance in Tripurantara festival 2 years back when I was judging the festival. And I was amazed with her talent. An excellent dancer with the influence of theatre and music. She's got a terrific combination, and you saw how she could engage the audience with minimal resources and her body and mind and energy working towards it. And what a beautiful use of literature. You know, she picks a piece of literature and translates that into her performance, and that's been her power. And we are so thankful that you accepted to come and perform at the Redon Festival. God bless you for much and more. Yeah? Thank you so much. Thank you.
After nourishment, shelter, and companionship, stories are the thing that we need most in our life. Quote by Philip Pullman. Stories indeed form a very important part of our lives. Our next performer, Vaishnavi, will be narrating the story of the sensible star. Over to you, Vaishnavi.
Hello everybody, my name is Vaishnavi. I'm going to tell a story about the simple stag. There was a stag with beautiful antlers. There was a big tree with full of berries. The stag used to eat the berries every day. One day a hunter approached and hid behind the tree's trunk. He saw the stag. He turned to hunt. He came the next day and hid behind the tree trunk. The stag started looking at the ground. He saw human footprints. He thought it must be a hunter or a poacher. He went away from the tree and started eating the grass. The hunter took fistful of berries and threw towards the stag. The stag started speaking. "Oti, Oti, when I come you always invite me and talk to me. But today you did. If you want our friendship to continue, talk to me or else I will go away." See, the hunter thought if the tree don't talk, the stag will go away. So he started speaking. "Sorry, Mr. Stag. When you came, I was asleep. Now please come near me and eat my berries." The stag turned and sprinted away. The hunter went back home. Thank you.
That was a great performance, Vaishnavi. Did you know the girl doll joined the Royal Air Force during the Second World War and earned the name Lofty because of its height? Our next performer is Pallavi, who will be performing an extract from PFG by Roald Dahl. Over to you, Pallavi.
Hello everyone, I'm Pallavi Anand, from grade 2 senior. Today I'll be performing a chapter from the book The Big Friendly Giant by Roald Dahl. The BFG put the suitcase on the ground. He bent down low. That enormous case was close to Sophie. "He is keeping as still as we keep in my seat," he whispered. Sophie nodded. The mist around them made her cheeks damp and left dewdrops in her hair. The BFG took jars from his suitcase and untied the lid and set them ready. He stood straight, his head high up in the air, with a long net in his right hand. The mist around them kept disappearing and appearing. Suddenly, the BFG pounced. He leaped high in the air and caught something. "A jar! Quick, quick!" Sophie gave him a jar. The BFG tipped something absolutely invisible into the jar. He threw the net and asked, "A top! Quick, quick!" Sophie gave him a top. He tightly closed and kept it near his ear. "It's a wing squiffer," whispered. With a thrill in his voice, he said, "It's a golden fizz wizard. This is going to give a toddler a very good night." "Is it a good one?" Sophie asked. "A good one is even better. There might be lots like these in the mist." "You be quiet. You're awfully noisy down there," said the BFG. "I haven't moved a muscle." "Then don't," the BFG replied sharply. "Quick, quick, quick!" To know more about the story, read the chapter Dream Catching in the book The Big Friendly Giant by Roald Dahl. Thank you.
Pallavi. Our next performer is Rutvika, who will be narrating a prose piece on Dakshinamurti. She is taken from Shiva Tattva. The cosmic dancer, as he is most called, is considered all-powerful as he embodies eternal consciousness, cosmic destruction and transformation. Over to you, Rutvika.
அனைவருக்கும் இனிய மாலை வணக்கம். என் பெயர் ருத்விகா. இன்று நான் தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி தத்துவத்தை பற்றி சொல்ல போகிறேன். தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி சிவபெருமானின் ஒரு சிறப்பு திருவுருவம். அவர் ஞானம், கல்வி, அப்புறம் அறிவின் கடவுள்னு போற்றப்படுகிறார். தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி அப்படின்னா தெற்கே நோக்கி அமர்ந்திருப்பவர்னு அர்த்தம். அவர் ஆதி குரு, முதல் ஆசிரியர்னு சொல்லுவா. தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி பொதுவா ஆலமரத்துக்கு கீழே அமர்ந்திருப்பார். ஆலமரம் நித்திய வாழ்க்கை அப்புறம் ஞானத்தை குறிக்கிறது. அவரது வலது பாதம் அபஸ்மாரன் அப்படிங்கிற அசுரனை மிதிச்சிட்டு இருக்கும். அபஸ்மாரன் அறியாமையின் அடையாளமா. இது ஞானம் அறியாமையை நீக்கும் அப்படிங்கறத உணர்த்துகிறது. தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி 4 கைகள் கொண்டவர். அவரது மேல் வலது கையில் பாம்பு அப்புறம் ஜபமாலை இருக்கும். அவரது மேல் இடது கையில் அக்னி இருக்கும். அக்னி அறிவின் ஒளியையும் உண்மையையும் உணர்த்துகிறது. அவரது கீழ் வலது கை சின்முத்ரால காணப்படும். சின்முத்ரா கல்வி மற்றும் ஞான போதனையின் அடையாளம்னு சொல்லுவார். அவரது கீழ் இடது கையில் வேத நூல்களின் அடையாளம் இருக்கும். தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி மௌனமாகவே ஞானத்தை போதித்தார். இதை மௌன உபதேசம்னு சொல்லுவார். அதர்வ வேதம் தோன்றின கதை பற்றி பார்க்கலாமா? சிவபெருமானும் சதிதேவியும் ததீச்சி முனிவரின் ஆசிரமத்திற்கு போனார். அங்க அதர்வ முனிவர் தனது ஞான நூலை சிவபெருமான் கிட்ட காட்டினார். சிவபெருமான் அதை பார்த்துட்டு 4வது வேதம்னு அறிவிச்சுட்டார். அது இன்று அதர்வ வேதம் அப்படின்னு எல்லாராலையும் சொல்லப்படுறது. சனகாதி முனிவர்கள் இதை பற்றி சந்தேகம் கொண்டனர். அவர்களுக்கு உண்மையை உணர்த்த சிவபெருமான் தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி வடிவம் எடுத்தாருன்னு சொல்லுவார். சனகாதி முனிவர்கள் ஆன்மா மற்றும் முக்தியை பற்றி கேள்விகளை சிவபெருமான் கிட்ட கேட்டார். தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி அந்த சிவபெருமான் மௌனத்தின் மூலம் இதுக்கு பதில் கொடுத்தார். அவருடைய உபதேசத்தால் முனிவர்கள் எல்லாம் உயர்த்த ஞானத்தை பெற்றனர். தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி ஆசிரியர்களை மதிக்கவும் அறிவை தேடவும் நமக்கு கற்றுத்தரார். அறிவு அறியாமையை நீக்கும், ஞானம் வாழ்வில் அமைதியையும் மகிழ்ச்சியையும் தருங்கிறத இந்த தட்சிணாமூர்த்தி தத்துவத்திலிருந்து நம்ம கத்துக்கிறோம். நன்றி.
That was a great performance, Rutvika. With that, we have come to an end of the first half of this evening's performance. I hope you are having a great time watching the performances. I will now hand over the answering to my friend Kavya. Thank you.
Imagine a place where a giant piece can become friends with a mode of transport. Imagine a place where a giant peach can become friends with a mode of transport, or where you could become friends with a crocodile, or a detective could just solve a mystery by looking at a few pages out of a book, which will transport you to a different world. Sounds impossible, right? Well, welcome to the world of different stories. Today, we are going to be seeing the final set of performances of Read on Children's Literature Festival 2026. I am Kavya and I'll be your anchor for the second half of performances of today. So, let's begin. Our 14th performer for this evening and who's going to be sharing a story by Mo Williams from The Elephant and the Piggy series is Tendril. Over to you, Tendril.
everyone. My name is Tendra Bhupati. Today I am going to narrate a story called The Rainy Day Surprise. One sunny morning, Piggy came running by. Elephant! Elephant! Elephant smiled and asked, "What is it?" Piggy smiled and told, "Let's go and play outside." They skipped to the playground. Suddenly, dark clouds filled the sky. Boom, boom. Then came the rain. Piggy looked sadly and said, "Our playtime is ruined." Elephant sighed. "Maybe we should go to our home." Then they saw a duck walk by. Quack, 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 quack. Rain is fun. You can splash through puddles. Piggy looked at in surprise. They danced, laughed, and counted them together. Piggy found two colorful umbrellas. Piggy told, "Now we can stay dry mostly." Then rain stopped. Colorful rainbow appeared. The piggy and elephant looked surprised and walked. Piggy jumped happily and waved goodbye. Then Piggy and elephant happily walked on the rainbow. Piggy waved its hands and told, "Rain is fun if you look for happy part." Thank you, Moral. Sometimes unexpected changes brings wonderful happiness. Thank you.
That was such a lovely narration, Tender. Jerome K. Jerome once said, "I like work, it fascinates me." Honestly, that kind of sounds suspicious with our relationship with homework. Our next performer will be Krisha, who will be taking us on a rather chaotic journey with the story Three Men on a Boat by Jerome K. Jerome. Over to you, Krisha.
Hello everyone, my name is Krisha and I am going to perform an excerpt from Three Men in a Boat by Jerome K. Jerome. We pulled out the maps and discussed the plans. We arranged to start on the following Saturday from Kingston. Harris and I would go down to catch the boat to Chelsea. But George, who would not be able to get out from the city till afternoon, will meet us there. Should we go for camping or sleep at the inns? George and I go for camping. We said it would be so wild and free. So patriarchal-like. Slowly, the golden memory of the dead sun fades from the heart of the cold, sad clouds. Silent like sorrowing children, the birds have ceased their song. And only the moon's plaintive cry and the harsh croak of the concrete stirs the waters around the couch of waters when the dying day breathes out her last. If you would like to know what happened next in the story, please do read the book Three Men in a Boat by Jerome K. Jerome. Thank you.
That was a great performance, Krisha. Sometimes we know exactly how you're feeling, but the tricky part is finding the words to express them. Our next performer will be Amolika, and she'll be rendering Sweetest Love I Do Not Go by John Donne, one of the metaphysical poetry. Over to you, Amolika.
Good evening everyone, I am Monica. Today I'll be performing a poem written by John Donne, The Sweetest Love I Do Not Go. Sweetest love I do not go for the awareness of thee, nor in hope the world can show a fitter love for me. But since that I must die and ask to his best to use myself in jest, thus forced by death to die. Extra night the sun went yes, and yet is here today. He had no desire nor sense, nor have so short away. Then fear not me, but believe that I shall make a speeder journey since I take more wings and spurs than he. Oh, how feeble a man's power, that if good fortune all. Cannot add another heart, nor lost a heart recall, and we join to it our strength, and we teach art and length. Itself for us to advance. Thank you.
That was beautifully rendered, Amolika. How many of the parents here have been in that college group gang? I bet most of you would have been in one. Well, maybe you all would have been in a group gang or something, but I bet only very few people here would have a secret society. Well, that's how the Secret Seven are. Our next performer will be Avantika, who will be performing a story from Secret Seven series by Enid Blyton. Over to you, Amolika. Avantika.
Hello everyone, my name is Avantika. Today I'm going to tell a story named Enid Blyton. Mommy, do you have anything to drink? Said Janet. And eat? But you've only just had breakfast, said Mommy. You each had 2 sausages. You couldn't possibly want more. Well, we're having our very last Secret 7 meet today, this morning. We don't think it's worthwhile meeting when we all go to school. Nothing exciting ever happens. We're gonna meet again in the Christmas holidays, aren't we? Oh, scamper old boy, said Peter. The golden spaniel wagged its tail hard and gave a small bark. He says he'd like to come to the last meet of the Secret 7, said Janet. Of course you can, Scamper, said Mummy. That's not what he said. That's not what he said Peter, grinning. He said if there be snacks of any kind, he'd like to join. What? Agreed Scamper, and put his paw on Peter's knee. I'll give you some lemons and some sugar. You can mix them and make some lemonade. And you can go to the larder and check if there are any rock buns left. They'll be still, but I know you won't mind. Thanks, Mummy, said Janet. Come on, Peter. We better go get the things now. The others will be here soon. They ran after the larder to get this stale rock bunch. Stale rock bunch. Rock bunch. Stale or not? Scamper panted behind. The Scamper loved those rock buns as much as the kids did. Thank you.
That was an amazing performance, Avantika. Quick question. When I say 5, what comes to your mind? 5 fingers, 5 senses,
or 5 moments of sleep? Pancha means 5 in Sanskrit, and it gets its name from the 5 books Panchatantra or Tantra. Our next performer will be Manavi, who will be rendering the famous story, Monkey and the Crocodile. Let's see what happens when friendship meets the rather hungry crocodile. Over to you, Manavi.
Once upon a time, a pair of crocodiles saw a monkey sitting on a tree and enjoying some sweet fruits. Seeing this, the female crocodile asked her partner to bring her the monkey so she could have a nice meal of monkey's heart. At first, the male crocodile was a bit reluctant since he did not know how to climb a tree, but his wife was stubborn. Finally, the male crocodile thought of an idea and went to the monkey. He tried to convince the monkey to come down and give him some fruits, but the monkey threw from the top, and his idea did not work. He thought of another one. He told the monkey about an island nearby that has got better and more delicious fruits than these. Greedy monkey wanted to have them, but did not know how to swim. So the crocodile offered to take the monkey on his back. But as soon as they entered the deep water, the crocodile told the monkey that he had left his heart on the tree and they'll have to go back. Foolish crocodile believed it and went back, after which he escaped by jumping to the top of the tree. Thank you.
That was an amazing performance, Manvi. And now, one classic story to another, The Gruffalo. Created by Julia Donaldson, Gruffalo has become one of the most experienced and one of the most heard characters in English literature. Our next performer will be Kritvik, who will be bringing this much loved story to life. Over to you, Kritvik.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kritvik. I am going to perform a story about Gruffalo by Julia Donaldson. The mouse took a stroll to the deep dark wood. The fox saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown one? Come and have tea in my hand. Come and have lunch in my underground house. It's terribly kind of you, boss, but no, I'm going to have lunch with the Gruffalo. The Gruffalo, what is a Gruffalo? The Gruffalo, why didn't you know? He has terrible claws and terrible teeth, and his favorite food is roasted fox. Roasted fox, I'm a fox egg. Goodbye, little mouse, and away he said. Silly old fox, doesn't he know there's no such thing as a Gruffalo? And when the mouse got to the deep dark wood, the owl saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have tea in my tea-top house. It's terribly kind of you, Abel, but no, I'm going to have tea with the Gruffalo. The Gruffalo, what is the Gruffalo? The Gruffalo, why didn't you know? He has thorn and toes and poisonous wart at the end of his nose, and his favorite food is owl ice cream. Owl ice cream, goodbye, little mouse, and have a owl too. Silly old owl. Doesn't he know? There's no such thing as a gruffalo. And when the mouse got to the deep dark wood, the snake saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have peace in my lock pile house. It's terribly kind of you, snake. But no, I'm going to have peace with the gruffalo. The gruffalo? What is the gruffalo? The gruffalo, why? Didn't you know? His eyes are orange and his tongue is black. My favorite food is clamber snake. Clamber snake, goodbye, little mouse, away snakes like. Silly old snake. Doesn't he know? There's no such thing as a gruffalo. But who's the creature with terrible claws and terrible teeth, tornadoes and poisonous water at the end of his nose? His eyes are orange and his tongue is black. Oh help! Oh no, it is a gruffalo. My favorite food, a gruffalo said, your tail would on a slice of bread. The mouse said, I am a scariest creature in this world. Good. That was, which I will soon. Clearly one was afraid of me. All I said, the gruffalo bursting with laughter. You go ahead, and I will follow after. They got to the deep wood, soon met the snake and the owl and the fox. They took a look at the gruffalo and quickly ran away. You see, everyone is afraid of me. Amazing, said the gruffalo. But now my tummy is beginning to lumber. Hearing this, the gruffalo became frightened and ran away as fast he could. The moral of the story is you should not be the biggest or strongest to solve the problem. Clever thinking, confident, and help you overcome even the toughest situation. Thank you.
That was a lovely performance, Kritik. Have you ever had a secret that you couldn't absolutely tell anybody except a group of friends? Our 20th performer for this evening is Vaibhav Hariprasad, who will be narrating an extract from the Secret 7 film. Over to you, Vaibhav.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vaibhav Hariprasad, and today I'm going to be performing an excerpt from the book Secret 7 on the Trail. Right, said Jeff, and the two went out, nudging each other and laughing. There they go, said George. Do we follow them straight away? Jack went to the door. They've gone downstairs, he said. They've been getting their coats out of the hall cupboard. We'll give them a minute to put them on, and then we'll put on ours. We shall hear the front door bang, I expect. It won't take us a minute to follow them. In about a minute, they heard the front door open, and then it shut, rather quietly, as if it was not really meant to be heard. Did you hear that? Asked Jack. They shut it really quietly. Come on, we'll put on our coats and we'll follow. We don't want to track them too closely, or they'll see us. But we will jolly well surprise them when we get to Tigger's barn, though. They put on their coats and opened the front door. It was still fairly light outside because of the rising moon. They took a torch with them in case the clouds became thick. There was no sign of Jeff and Susie in front of them. They must have gone off at top speed, I should think, said Jack. Come on, we know the way to Tigger's barn, even if we don't spot Jeff and Susie in front of us. They walked down the garden path. They did not hear the giggles that followed them. Jeff and Susie were hiding behind the big hall curtains, watching Jack and George walk down the garden path. They clutched each other and laughed. What a fine joke they had played on the two boys. Jack and George, meanwhile, had no idea that they had left Jeff and Susie behind them in the hall. In fact, they quite imagined that the two were in front of them, hurrying towards Tigger's barn. They hurried too. Rather to their surprise, they did not see any children in front of them, however much they strained their eyes in the moonlit night. They'll be at Tigger's barn ages before we get there. I just hope the meeting of those men isn't over before we get there. Tigger's barn was about a mile away. It was up on a lonely hill, hemmed in by trees. It used to be part of an old farmhouse that got burnt down one night. Now, Tigger's barn was just a shell of a house that was used by old tramps who needed shelter, by jackdaws who nested in the only remaining chimney, and a tawny owl who used it to sleep in during the daytime. Thank you.
That was a brilliant performance, Vaibhav. Now, what makes someone perfect or truly beautiful? A great smile, amazing hair, or a perfect outfit? Roald Dahl has a better answer. Good thoughts. Our next performer will be Karthik Ashar, who will be performing the monologue of James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. Over to you, Karthik.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Karthik. I will be performing the monologue of James from James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. There's something I believe we might try. I'm not saying it's good. I'm afraid it's not good. I'm terribly sorry. I forgot. We don't have any string. We need hundreds of yards of string to make this work. The silkworm. Yes, we can wake him up and make him spin. And you, spider, can spin just as well as any silkworm. We have enough string between the two of you. I'm going to lift this peach clear out the water with the help of the seagulls. Look up there. I'm going to take a long silk strand and loop one of its ends around the seagull's neck and tie the other end of it to the stem of the peach. Then I'm going to get another seagull and do the same thing again. And another. And another. There is no shortage of seagulls. I shall simply go on hooking them to the stem until we have enough to lift us. Thank you.
Now moving on, we have a special performance by the teachers of Alchemy Academy of Performing Arts. Today, they will be performing Sukumar Roy's Hojo Bo Rolo, opens the door to a world where nonsense becomes the language of imagination and logic happily loses its way. Often regarded as a remarkable early example of the theatre of the absurd in Indian literature. The play embraces irrationality, wordplay, and playful chaos. Through design, expressive body movements, imaginative stage-built elements, music and rhythm, it creates a world where the ordinary becomes extraordinary and every moment is open to surprise. Sukumar Roy was one of India's most celebrated writers of nonsense literature, poets, illustrators, and humorists. A pioneer of Bengali children's literature, he created a distinctive world where language, imagination, humor, absurdity came together. His works including Abol Tabol and Haja Barala continue to delight readers across generations. Through his playful use of words, bizarre characters, and unconventional situations, Ray transformed nonsense into a powerful form of creative expression. His unique artistic vision makes him an important figure in the history of Indian literature and a fascinating precursor to ideas later associated with the theatre of the absurd. As a tribute to his son, Satyajit Ray, whose creative legacy continues to shape Indian cinema and storytelling, this production incorporates the iconic Feluda theme music in the climax. This musical gesture is a humble homage to Satyajit Ray's genius and a celebration of the remarkable artistic legacy of the Ray's family. For today's performance, our cast and crew, Geetanjali Neena Geetanathan, Kavya Gopal, Agnes Anu Vijayan, Balaji Srinivasan, Manoj Kumar, Rohit Rakshan, Muralidharan Ji, Sneha, Rashmika Srinivasan. On lights and music, Pradyumna Ramakrishnan. Design and direction, Arka Jyoti Bhattacharjee. We now present Sukumar Rai's Hojo Gorolo. Can we give them a big round of applause? Please avoid using flash photography and videography.
Homework, schedule, rules. My brain, it feels like it's going to explode. I'm going to go homework.
Have you done your homework?
I'm going to Okay, though you look at me sideways, I look like a shoe. And from behind, I look like a piece of fruit. Am I dreaming? You are just a piece of cloth. Oh, my dog. Talking is easy. The hard part is listening to all the boring complaint you are doing about your homework. You look like a walking sack of stress. Because I am stressed. Everything has to be correct, neat, and sensible. Boring. Sensible is overrated. You need a trip to a place where nothing makes sense at all. Yes, that nothing makes sense? Yes, yes. They don't even exist. Of course.
Take my hand,
Back up. Now, let's fly
calling loud and clear. Sail the seas, like the wind with a gentle breeze. Castles high and dragons bold. Welcome to a world of gold.
Do you want to see them? What place is this called? Everything is silly. Oh, exactly. When a problem is scary in your world, just look at sideways. It will instantly look tiny. Now, go, explode. But remember, if you want to get anywhere, just turn left at the moon. Turn left at the moon? That sounds like silly directions. But, hello? Anybody here? What is that? Of course! But do you want to know where you are today or where you will be tomorrow? I just want to know where I am standing right now. Very dangerous. If you stand still and worry too much, you forget to play. Then you sit down, then you go to sleep, then you miss all the fun. Is it bad to disturb anything? Not if you spend all day worrying. If you spend all day worrying, people spend a lot of time worrying about time, rules, and homework. Sometimes you just have to move on. Go on now. Keep walking. Keep walking.
I'm doing math right now. Nobody move.
What are you measuring?
Everything. Size of the shadow, weight of the thoughts, and size of the smile.
But how can you measure a smile?
Ha ha ha. Easy. One laugh equal to 3 smiles. And half a sneeze.
That doesn't make sense.
Ah.
You cannot put numbers on happiness.
You are right. That is a secret. Listen, Kana. You cannot measure happiness or love with numbers. You just have to feel it. Now tell me, how happy are you today? Yeah.
Disaster! My life is so hard!
I thought about why the world is so hard. After that, my stomach hurt. Because I'm thinking too much.
But thought makes you happy, sad.
No, when you think sad thoughts all day, your stomach hurts. I want to Who is crying? Oh, sad thoughts. My little friend. It's not only my eyes are open, my ears are heavy. The life is too short to worry about sad thoughts.
Can you help this goat? He is worrying too much.
Listen to me closely. The world has a lot of problems to worry about, but worrying about them when resting helps nobody at all. Sleep deeply. Do not think. Sleeping is like a magical reset button. The dark night will wrap you up like a cozy blanket. Do not think. Just maybe the owl is right. I'll stop thinking about bad things and go and eat some real grass instead.
Here we go now.
I spent all morning calculating why your soup spoons are curved and why the clouds do not wear hats. And I finally found a secret rule for a happy life.
What is the rule, Professor?
Take a little fruit, had a lot of fun, make it some silly love, and don't worry if you make a mess. In fact, according to my latest calculation, a good mess is completely necessary for brain growth. If your desk is too clean, your thoughts get trapped in like flies in a jar.
What is the final answer to your big science experiment?
I forgot.
Huh? You forgot?
Don't worry. Making that messy experiment was super fun! Fun?
What?
Fun?
We have heard of what is happening in the black box! Meow! We want fun! Meow!
Why? So, do you all want fun? Right. Naira?
big duck shoot. Why does one smell mustard puff? That gets pepper, that's enough. That is one good dish for nose. Old brass gathered, thinking as of feeling bad, winter tosses around. Dark night shadow, living the street, which is one small government to dancing feet. That is one good dish. Stop! You are singing terrible. What? Am I singing terribly?
No!
I might sound terrible, but I love singing. You don't have to be perfect to have fun. Okay, sorry, friends, but it is a nonsense circus.
Nonsense?
In this silly, happy face, you look a big bright smile is on your face.
The goat has to stop his sad concern. The crow has a lot of steps to learn. Look at things in a brand new way. Take a nap during the day.
Sing your song with all your heart. Making a mess is great way to start.
Order! In the courtroom today, we are going to judge this kid. Get on to the courtroom. School looking for boring rules. We asked why instead of having fun now.
Is it bad to want things to make sense?
It's bad to think that everything in life has to be boring and straight. Look at your friends. Cat has taught you to see things differently. Crow taught you not to worry about time. The old man taught you that joy cannot be counted with numbers. And the goat taught you not to overthink. And the professor taught you it's okay to make mistakes while you're having fun. The case closed. Cat, please take this kid over to the human world. Stop! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hooray!
Bye-bye! Bye, friends! Bye-bye! Yay! The feeling stressed out me out. I think something's very stressed out. Stop being so serious! Woo! It was a dream! It was a dream full of learning. I don't need to carry foreign notes or worry about tests. Every book of nonsense has some sense. You imagine it and embrace it. I now know that whenever life gets too serious, strict, or boring, you just have to say, huh, jo, wo, ro, lo. A happy life and lots of imagination. Huh? I can imagine. I can create. I can write. I can write. One day, my handkerchief turned into a cat. Yes.
You just have the lights on, please. Okay. I'll request Arka also to join us on stage.
Sir, can I announce all the teachers' names? Sir?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Pradyumna sir.
I think our teachers deserve a bigger round of applause. They are the teachers who train your students every weekend. And this is Sukumar Rai's Hojo Borolo, our cast and crew for this evening. Geetanjali Neena Geethanathan, Kadya Gopal, Agnes Anu Vijaya, Balaji Srinivasan, Manoj Kumar, Rohit Rakshan, Murali Dharan Ji, Sneha, Rashmika Srinivasan. On music and lights, Pradyumna Ramakrishnan. Design and direction, Arka Jyoti Bhattacharya.
It was fantastic. And it's not a mean effort because they spend the day in schools working with children, come back in the evening to Alchemy, work with your children, and after that they spend some time to work on whatever is to be done. And they really took it up as a challenge that this time they want to put up a nice show for read on. And thank you so much, teachers, for taking this effort. And it really inspires the children. Thank you so much. Arka has joined us new. He's from a theatre learning background and he's a new addition to the Alchemy faculty. We are so happy you are here with us, and he's worked really well in putting up this play, and a lot of challenges faced. no time to practice, no space to practice, no time to do grand rehearsal. You know, he has to beg, borrow, steal, and get time to do it. But that's how we all do it. Welcome to the world of alchemy. Fantastic. Thank you, parents. Thank you, teachers.
And now, from giant peach to storms and Shakespeare. Quite a change of scenario. Our next performer is Shashank, who will be performing Ariel's monologue from The Tempest. Let's see what happens when Shakespeare takes us to the sea. Over to you, Shashank.
Good evening, I'm Shashank and today I'll be performing Ariel from the story Tempest. I boarded the king's ship, now on the peak, now on the waist, now in every cabin. I flamed amazement, and sometimes I would divide myself and burn in many places. At the topmost, the yards where I flamed distinctly. The dreadful thunderclaps. More momentary, huh? But the sight outrunning was not the fire and cracks, but sulphurous roaring in the most mighty Neptune. All afire with the king's son, Ferdinand, the first person who yelled and called, "The hell is empty. All the devils are here." Also, no one understood the fever with mad, and people cracked jokes with desperation. Thank you.
That was just brilliant, Shashank. Our next performer takes us into Hindi poetry. Harivansh Rai Bachchan, one of the most celebrated Hindi authors and poets. His poem, Koshish Karni, carries, it's a simple poem, but it carries a powerful message. Keep trying. Our next performer is Vasudha Sridhar, who will be performing this poem. Over to you, Vasudha.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Vasudha and I'm करने वालों की हार नहीं होती. This poem tells us that if you put effort and keep trying, you're always successful. लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती. नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चढ़ती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है. मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस करता है, चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर चढ़ना टकराता है. आखिर उनकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती. डुबकियां सिंधु ने गोता को लगाता है, जा जाकर खाली हाथ लौट कर आता है. मिलते नहीं सहज मोती गहरे पानी में, बढ़ता दुगना उत्साह इसी हैरानी में. फूटी उसकी खाली हर बार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती. हर सफलता एक चुनौती है, स्वीकार करो. क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो. जब तक न सफल हो, नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम. संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम. कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की हार नहीं होती. थैंक यू.
That was beautifully written. Here's a little English trivia. William Shakespeare credited almost 3,000 words into the English literature. That's a lot. Well, our next performer is Mithrin, who will be performing Jacob's monologue from Shakespeare's As You Like It. Over to you, Mithrin.
Hello everyone, I am going to perform Jacob's monologue from As You Like It. All the worlds are stage and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant mewling and puking in nurse's arms, then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail, unwillingly to school, signing like then the lover, signing like furnace with a woeful bullet, made to his mistress' eyebrow, then a soldier full of strange arts and bearded like the bird, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth, and then the justice, in fact, round belly with good cap and line, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise sauce and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon. With spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful horse will save a world too wide, and whistles in his song the last scene of all. The eventful strange is end there. His second, childishness and mere oblivion, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Thank you.
That was a great performance, Mithran. Well, now let's take a little trip to Ireland. Lady Gregory was a close friend with the collaborator W.B. Yeats and worked with him to establish the Irish Literary Theatre, which now is commonly known as the Abbey Literary Theatre. Our 25th performer of this evening is Sangeet Amarnath, who will be performing the poem The Stolen Child, written by W.B. Yeats. Over to you, Sangeet.
Hello, my name is Sangeet, and today I'm going to be performing the poem The Stolen Child by W.B. Yeats. Where dips a rocky highland of slurred wood in the lake, there lies a leafy island for a flapping heron's wake. The drowsy water rats, there we hid our fairy vats, full of berries and of red stolen cherries. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, the world's more full of weeping, then you can understand. What a wave of moonlight glosses, the dim grey stands with light, far off the furthest roses, he put it all the night, weaving golden dances, mingling hands and mingling glances, till the moon has taken flight, to and fro we leap, and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles, and anxious in its sleep. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Thank you.
That was a great performance, Sangeet. Time for a little detective test. You see, but you not observe. Do you know who said this? It was Sherlock Holmes. While the rest of us are looking for a little cookie or something, Sherlock Holmes is already finding out what will happen in the next 3 hours. Our next performer is Suryadev, who will be performing an extract from Speckled Band by Arthur Conan Doyle. So keep your eyes open and your detective senses ready. Over to you, Suryadev.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to perform the Sherlock Holmes and the mystery of the Speckled Band. Have you ever heard a strange whistle in the middle of the night while everyone is asleep? Imagine hearing it while everyone is asleep. Today I'm going to tell you about the thrilling mystery of the world's greatest detective, Sherlock Holmes. One rainy morning, a young lady named Helen Stoner came to Sherlock Holmes. She said, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, please help me. 2 years ago, my sister Julia died in a very mysterious way. Before she died, she whispered only 2 words. The Speckled Band. No one knew what those words meant. Helen had to sleep in the same room where her sister had died. She was scared that the same thing might happen to her. Holmes quietly entered the old house. Then he looked at every little detail. He looked at every little detail and he spotted 3 different strange things. The bed was fixed to the floor. The bell didn't work. And there was a small ventilator that entered to the next room. Holmes thought quietly. Something is not right. Holmes and his friend Dr. Watson entered Helen's room. Everything was dark. Everything was silent. House passed. A soft whistle. Suddenly, something entered the room through the ventilator. Was it a ghost? a deadly snake. Holmes quickly attacked the snake with his walking stick. The frightened snake rushed back to the next room. A few moments later, a loud scream was heard. The cruel doctor who had trained the snake was bitten by his own snake. His evil plan has failed. So, Sherlock Holmes has once again solved a mystery. Before leaving, Holmes said, if we observe carefully and stay calm, we can always find the truth. So, my dear friends, this story teaches us that intelligence, courage, and careful observation are stronger than fear. Thank you.
That was a great narration, Suryadev. And now we come back to Roald Dahl. If you've already read some of his books, all of you who've read it would truly know that ordinary isn't simply an option. Our next performer is Shraddha, who will be narrating an extract from the BFG. Get ready for those giants to come in your dreams tonight. Over to you, Shraddha.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shraddha Harit, and I'm going to narrate a story excerpt from the Roald Dahl's Big Friendly Giant BFG. Susie, sitting in the BFG's hands, peeped out of the cave. The sun was up now and was shining fiery hot over the great yellow wasteland with blue rocks and dead trees. Is you seeing them? Asked the BFG. Sophie, squinting through the glare of the sun, saw several tremendous tall figures moving amongst the rocks about 500 yards away. 3 or 4 of them were sitting quite motionless on the rocks themselves. This is the giant country. Those are all giants. Everyone, said the BFG. It was a brain-boggling sight. All of the giants were naked, except for a short skirt around their waists, and their skins were burnt by the sun. But the sheer size of each one of them boggled Sophie's brain most of all. They were simply colossal, far taller and wider than the big friendly giant upon whose hand she was now sitting. And many of them had large bellies. All of them had long arms and big feet. All of them were far away for their faces to be seen clearly. Perhaps it is a good thing. What on earth are they doing? Sophie asked. Nothing, said the BFG. They is just mooching and pooching around, waiting for the night to come. And then they'll be galloping off to places where people is living to find their suppers. Do they ever go to England? Asked Sophie. Often, said the BFG. They say English is tasting ever so wonderfully of cross. I'm not quite sure what it means. Meanings is not important, said the BFG. I cannot be right all the time. Quite often, I is left instead of right. And are all those beastly giants really going off tonight to eat people? Sophie asked. All of them is guzzling human beings every night, said the BFG. All of them excepting me. That's why I'll be coming to an mucky end if any of them should ever be keeping their gobblers upon you. You'll be swallowed up like a piece of frumpkin pie, and all in $1. But eating people is horrible. It's frightful. Why doesn't anyone stop them? Sophie cried. And who, please, is going to be stopping them? Couldn't you? Asked Sophie. Never in a pig's whistle. All of those giants are very enormous and fierce. They are at least twice my whiteness and double my royal highness. Twice as high as you? Cried Sophie. Thank you. The moral of the story is, not everyone who looks fierce is bad, and not everyone who looks gentle is weak. True character lies in the choices you make, and to do what is right, take real courage. Thank you.
That was an extraordinary performance, Shraddha. And just like that, we've reached our final performance this evening. Our final performer is Nagalakshmi Krishnamurthy, who will be performing Jacquard's monologue from Shakespeare's As You Like It. One last piece of Shakespeare trivia. During the outbreaks of the plague, theatres were closed and Shakespeare turned his attention to writing poetry. So even when the theatres were silent, the writing still continued. It never stopped. So please put your hands together for Nagalakshmi ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
All the world's a stage. Yes, it is the very same world that has given me this stage today in front of you all. A warm good evening to everybody. This is Nagalakshmi Krishnamurthy and I'm here to recite a poem, All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare. Now, this poem is very close to me as it takes me back to the childhood memories or rather the middle school memories where I clearly, vividly remember me as a student sitting in the classroom in front of my amazing English teacher who was reciting, modulating and explaining this poem all in full action. Now again, this evening is even more special to me because I am stepping onto the stage and trying to perform in front of you all after a good 2 decades. Yes, that's how far the life has taken me as I try to play several acts in this journey of life. So having said that, it has also left a vacuum in me, the vacuum which reminds me of the things that I enjoyed, that kept the life in me alive, was one such things which was a regular ongoing affair during my school and college days. So I'm here having this opportunity that Alchemy has provided me today, and let me get started. All the world's a stage, and all men and women are merely players. They all have their exits and entrances, and one man in his lifetime plays several roles, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arm. Then, the whining schoolboy with his satchel, with a shining morning face, creeping like a snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like a furnace, with an awful ballad made for his mistress's eyebrows. And then the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like a part, jealous in honor, quick and sudden in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even on the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, with a fair round belly and a good cap and line, eyes severe, beard of a formal cut, full of wise sauce and modern instances. And so he plays his role. The 6th age shifts into a lean and slippered pantaloon, spectacles on the nose, and pouch by the sides. Pouch by the sides, and his youthful horse well seemed a world too wide for his shrunk shank and a big manly voice, turning again into childish trebles, whispers, pipes in his sounds. The last scene of all that brings this eventful history to an end is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans taste, sans eyes, sans everything. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful performance, ma'am. And with that, we've officially reached the end of day 4. What a journey! We've traveled through magical worlds, detective mysteries, and Hindi poetry. Shakespearean drama too. Secret societies, giant peaches, crocodiles, without leaving our seats at all.
But behind every performance were hours of practice, preparation, excitement, and probably a few last minute rehearsals. And that's what makes Read On so special. On behalf of all the students of Alchemy, I would like to thank Vijay sir, Radhika ma'am for conducting this wonderful festival. After a year, giving us a platform to explore literature, creativity, and performances. A huge thank you to our parents, Sheila ma'am, and everyone at Alchemy who guided us and supported us through every stage in this performance. Thank you for giving these stories a big voice to all the students. And I would like to thank Priya ma'am, who is behind stage. She's helping each and every student in their anchoring and all the performances. Because the books can sit quietly, students who came up here today gave all those books and stories a voice. I'm Kav and I'm signing off. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience. Have a fantastic evening. Take care. Good night. Thank you.
Yes.